Now, in this exercise, we're going to place column in our model. We created some exterior wall and curtain wall without any mullions on the exterior surface of this massing model. And now we're going to continue building this model by placing more structural column on the ground level. Now, because we don't want any columns on the exterior face of this curtain system, I'm going to create additional grid line here. Next to C, I'm going to copy this and make this 1200 from the existing grid line C. I'm going to call this CX. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to copy this down by about 1200. And call this AX. And likewise with these south wing here, I'm going to copy this. Call this HX. I'm going to copy this. JX. I'm going to adjust the temporary dimension to match this up with the rest of the other column. Now I can start placing the column. Now, from the Architectural tab, select Column, and then select Structural Column. And then we're going to go to the Property tab, and then we're going to load a circular column. So we're going to edit type, and from here we're going to select Load. We're going to browse to the Structural Column. So in here, the library, you typically see it like this. We're going to browse to the Structural Column folder, and then under Concrete, we're going to select Concrete 1 column. And select Open. And then the smaller size is going to be 300, so that's the size we're going to use. So we're going to select OK. And now after we did that, we're going to select, make sure that in the option bar, this is set at height, and then this is set at level 2. And then we're going to select, make sure vertical column is selected. Otherwise, you can also create a column that's slanted, like at an angle. And then the next step you're going to do is select Add Grids. So I'm going to select, using a window, select all the grid line inside my model file, and then select Finish. Now if you zoom in, you see all the grid intersection will have a structural column. So we're going to erase some of these that we don't need. And now let's just take a look at it quickly in isometric view and 3D view and see what it looks like. So this is our column, but we need to do some adjustment because the column is sticking through the concrete floor slab, and we don't want to do that because you will see the head of the column in your floor plan view on level 2. So we're going to select all these columns, we click one of them, and then right mouse, select all instant in the entire project because we don't have column on any other level right now. And then we want to set the top offset to be -250 because that's the thickness of the floor slab that we have. So we click on this. This is a 250mm concrete floor slab. And then we can go back to our plan view and delete the column that we don't need. So I'm just going to use Windows, select these columns, delete them. We don't have column here, so we click on this and delete them. And also in this grid intersection, we don't need them. And also in these grid intersection, and also on the exterior wall. But make sure you don't delete the exterior wall. So in this instance, we're just going to make window, use the wheel to zoom out, zoom back in, pick the point, and then delete. Okay, we're going to have to try that again. Now we have the column grid for our first floor, so we probably don't need these columns here because they're so close together. Okay, so we have the column for our ground level. Let's just go take a look. It's from isometric view. So we can quickly select walls, and then from the temporary high isolate, and then say high category. And pick on the current system and do the same thing. High category. And then you can just spin around. You can see all the column inside the ground floor level. Now we create a column on the ground floor level. We don't necessarily have to go to level 2 plan and repeat the same process. We can actually select the column at ground level and paste it to the upper level. So I'm just going to pick on one of these columns and then right mouse, select all instance in the entire project. And then I'm going to select from the modify tab in here, copy to clipboard. So I copy all the column on ground level to clipboard. And I'm going to click this drop down here, paste command, align to select the level. So I'm going to select level 3. Actually, I should select level roof because these are structural columns. They're usually placed from above with a depth. Like if you want to place a column pier on ground level, you start level 1 and then it will go below level 1. So we're just going to select OK now and take a look. So you populate the column on level 3 when we paste it on the roof level. Now that we have all these columns highlighted at this level, we want to have the base offset so that it's on the level rather than -200. So I'm just going to turn that to 0 value right now. And the top offset is -250, which is probably going to be okay. And now I'm going to paste again. Paste the selected level. I'm going to choose level 3. Select OK. Okay. Now, because all the column on level 3 is highlighted, I can go to the Property tab and change the base offset to 0. Okay. Now you can see that in the pavilion area, we have other column that's like floating in mid-air. This is because of our copy and pasting process. So we can highlight these columns that's at the upper level because we don't need them, and then just delete them. So I'm just going to pick them with my mouse. And then from my keyboard button, I just hit delete button to delete them. So we finished placing all the columns in our model so far. So afterward, I can go back to my temporary high isolate button and select reset temporary high isolate. Now I have the walls and the current system on the exterior envelope of the building. And I finished placing all my columns.